Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Baked Disney, the best of Disney Baked Fresh Daily. I am your host, David. People are staring at me as I talk to this camera right now. They're like, what is that weird dude doing? Talking to the camera, walking down Main Street. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm hosting this Fresh Baked show. Look at this, guys. Remember that one time you went to Disneyland for the 450th straight week and you were still excited about walking down Main Street? Remember that one time? I do. So today, got Ron here with me.
Greetings.
Morning, Ron. Ian is expected to come. We're hoping to meet up with him later. He won't be here this morning. So Ron, I thought what we might do today, as we walk down Main Street, is it's refurb season here at Disneyland. Generally, that's the December, January, well, mostly January period, but we're getting ready for that. Now we've got some attractions going down for refurb. We've got Haunted Mansion, we've got Indiana Jones. How do I never get tired of that?
I know, and it's drizzling, so...
Dude, it is, it's drizzling. It's not raining, it's just annoying is all it is, basically.
It's annoying, but if it was in Marceline, it would be snow flipping.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, I'm embracing it and enjoying it because it's so rare, and we're at Disneyland drizzling, it's still awesome.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we got Haunted Mansion, we got Indy, snow's going down, but we just did a bit on snow. Small World, it's gonna lose its skin, its reskin. We're gonna be looking at that stuff today and having a couple conversations about Indiana Jones and Haunted Mansion most specifically. So that's where we're heading right now. We're gonna go to, where should we go first? Should we go to Northern Square or Adventureland?
Adventureland.
Adventure. You want to do Indy? It's been a minute.
And right now is the time because it's gonna accrue.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, why don't you get on that handy dandy app? See if we can't get a fast pass for Haunted Mansion after. That's how it's done, right?
That's how it's done.
Well, you might be wondering, why is it so not crowded? People always ask that. What time did you, or what day is this that you went? It's not the day, it's the time. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, right? It's 8 something. 8:30. Yeah, 8:30, guys. If you want to get here at 8:30, you can enjoy this.
8:30 on a rainy day is pretty safe.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll tell you what though. Crowds getting into bag check and stuff were pretty beefy.
The parking structure was also very beefy.
Morning, guys.
But that's a California rain driving situation, the crowd situation.
Yeah. I expect it to be very crowded today. I do.
Yeah. Well, also keep in mind this is the last weekend for all the pass holders that aren't exclusive.
That's right. The next 2 weeks are only signature.
Everybody
right?
but signature.
Yeah.
Everybody but signature plus.
Signature plus
are blocked out.
Now that means me, but not you.
I'm ghetto. I did it for years.
Ron got the low rent, no Christmas pass. It's a good decision.
You know why? Because I wasn't on Fresh Baked at the time.
No, of course
me
not.
And my son come every single weekend.
Listen, if I wasn't on Fresh Baked, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
This is Fast Pass. We're standby. There we go. Look at that. Just take that in for a second.
I do think I should mention that while you guys are in the park next Saturday, I'll be at El Capitan watching Rise of Skywalker. So I didn't necessarily lose.
All right, I'll give you that.
And then I can watch your wonderful
That's what we did. We went like Easter. We never the right actual wise. I would do. That's about it.
What? Are you blurred? What you at right now? So So I haven't heard. The only thing I've heard about the refurb for Indiana Jones is that they're fixing the bridge, where you cross in front of Mara's, the eye. But other than that, I don't know what they're doing in here. Have you heard anything?
No, I just heard same old touch-up situation.
Yeah. But it seems like they're giving this more attention than they usually do. Often when Indy goes down for refurb, because it goes down a lot.
Yes, it does.
They just do it. They don't make it like it's not a big deal.
Well,
it just happens and people deal with it and then you move on.
Right. So it was mentioned previously when you were talking about the Snow White, the price tag on it.
Yeah.
This is significantly less than that.
Right. Yeah, something like 300, right?
300,000.
So that's just paint and polish.
Yeah, that's cushion, couch cushion money.
Yeah. The ceiling didn't come down.
Oh, I didn't even look. I was happy with myself.
I know, right? You triggered it.
Usually you don't get to it because everybody's doing
Right.
it.
Somebody really does need to get in there and help that guy.
Come again? I was good.
How's it going?
Welcome, my friends, to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. I, Sawa, shall now give you counsel to safeguard your miraculous journey. Here in your transportation devices are ingenious pouches for safekeeping all earthly treasures when the journey becomes bumpy. And to keep you safe and sound, here are special belts attached into the seats. Simply pull it from the right, inserting it into the left, like so. You see the excellence of this invention? Your off-road journey is high-speed and turbulent, going over rough and rugged terrain, and then suddenly you are turning sharply and dropping suddenly. It is your miraculous journey. Here in your transportation devices are ingenious pouches for safekeeping all earthly treasures when the journey becomes bumpy. And to keep you safe and sound, here are special belts attached into the seat.
So let's just imagine for a second that they had a whole bunch more money for this refurb and you could fix anything you wanted in this ride. Like, besides the bridge or besides, I don't know, sometimes the rock doesn't always roll, sometimes the darts don't always blow or whatever. Like, what do you want to see get fixed? How would you like to upgrade or see done to the Indiana Jones queue or the attraction itself?
The ad-lib stuff is always hard because now my brain's going crazy. But I think I would go with the snake. Like,
oh yeah.
There's a way, that whole section is so, I love that they use a practical, but it's also just really stiff.
Yeah, it's, well, not only that, but he doesn't always lunge.
So lights work magic, so like in the drop with the balls coming, it works as it is, but there's light magic that I'm not smart enough to figure out that they could do to add to it, I think.
Okay. I love that effect up there. I hope they don't look. These guys
I wish you would have asked me that because you stole my answer.
What, nothing? Do nothing?
That ride really is great.
I mean, sure, there are things that you could... All right, well, you know what?
The only negative thing you can say is there's a couple of dark spots.
That was going to be my answer. Hold on, we're going to discuss this in a second. Let's get out of this queue where we get a little light on the subject and talk about Indiana Jones and its potential as an attraction. I will say this, I don't like overly turbulent rides. I like Snow White. You know what I mean? I like to casually stroll through things. I get why they do that. Sometimes I think it's too rough, but as a show, that is spectacular. That is a spectacular show.
Oh, it's so good, and the things that I went in there trying to critique it, and as I'm riding, I'm like, this is
me too. I had that in my mind while we're going through.
Even the snake hit his mark. I'm like,
snake hit his mark. Everything, it's just such a good show. I mean, they really, we're talking about Tony Baxter, obviously, the guy knows how to crush a show.
The ride system is super cool to know that we're only going 23, 4 miles an hour. It feels like you're whipping through it. It's smooth, even though it's herky-jerky, but it feels soft in a way, if that makes sense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can crank it up and down. So there are times when I feel like it is a little too, like it takes me out of the experience sometimes. Right, I'm just like, all I'm trying to do is hang on.
Yeah.
Because that's what I don't like to. I'm not hands-free. Wow. It's so cool to be able to see this queue uncluttered by guests and to see how. I was just gonna say, even the queue is great. No, the queue, David, is the best in the world. What a great ride that is. Spectacular.
It's so good.
It's such a good show. This is all of this is such a good show. How is this not the world's most famousest ride ever?
It's so good. I'm literally trying to critique in every possible way how to improve it. And on every corner, it was like, this is great. The lighting was good. Everything looked good. The experience was good. I mean, if you want to get real crazy, it would be ideal to have some sort of fast-moving water, like a fall or something.
Yeah.
But that's completely reinventing it.
So I asked the question in the queue. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep that because it was really dark. really noisy in there, and I'm not sure if we heard you, so I'll ask it again. If we had an unlimited budget or more than $300,000 to put into the queue or to put into the attraction, and you could fix whatever you wanted, what besides the bridge, which we already know that they're doing.
Going in, I still stick to that because I can't think of anything else.
What,
is
the
snake.
The snake?
I think the snake, even though it was better than, I was looking at it, I was judging this paper, like what's going on here, and it was fine. I think there's something that can possibly be done there to make it more, especially with animatronics now that we have. Yeah. There's something that could be done to make it more.
This is 20 years old, this tech.
And it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's really it. There's a couple, I know you're going to say that as well, but there was a couple spots, 3 I think, that were like pitch black for 1 to 2 seconds, like what's going on?
And they do that intentionally. The scarab scene, which the beetles that project onto the walls, and then the snakes, or the rats on the branch, that's projection. That's because it's for technical reasons that they have to darken that area.
Yes, well, they have to darken the area and they have to reset it by the vehicle in front of us. So.
Yes, which is interesting because I had mentioned, okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Love it.
I would like to see those 2 areas to have something, try to solve those 2 dark areas. That would be really cool. But one of the things when I was talking to somebody about Rise of the Resistance, they mentioned those 2 scenes in Indy by way of contrast to what's happening in Rise. He says, and I mentioned this in the video, that from what I've seen too, there's no darkness in Rise. There are no areas of no show. There's always show happening, 360 degrees, always. And he said, and he mentioned that, he says, those 2 scenes in Indy, you don't get that at Rise of Resistance. They solved that problem.
There's no transition because you never leave the movie.
No, and part of that has to do with the fact that it's a trackless vehicle, and it doesn't require some of the same tech like the vehicles here do because they're on a track.
Well, not only that, but at some point you're not gonna. On this ride, your back is always to a location that's predetermined. It's not there.
No, right. Well, that's standard dark ride, SOP,
right.
Which again that's not what happens in a trackless ride. You have to do show all the way around. So as great just try to wrap your head around this.
Oh.
Here we are talking about how fantastic, how amazing, how far ahead of its time Indiana Jones is. It holds up. This attraction still holds up today.
They had light. They had the shadows, the images on shadows.
Yeah.
They had. It's so good. It really is.
Think about how good we're feeling about Indy right now.
And I went in there, and I'm not cynical, and I went in there saying, I am going to find something I don't like. And I'm like, you know what? This is a really good ride.
I know. Like I said on the way out, sometimes I have like not positive feelings about the attraction because of the ride vehicle, but then I come out and I'm like, that was just so much fun. You know, it's like I'm really enjoying this.
It is good.
But that's what we have to look forward to with rides, is that this is great. It's a whole new ball game.
That's a whole new world, a whole new experience. That's something I can't wait I'm going to save my emotions for January 17th, and we're going to call in Hookie that day.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try. Okay, so one nitpick that I would say if I was going to try to fix one thing, I don't know why, because it's been broken since opening day, was the boulders that are supposed to fall as you make that first left turn into the proper show building. Okay, so you can see off in the distance the bridge, and Mara and the green laser comes at you, and you can hear the sound effects of boulders falling. When the ride first opened, there were supposed to be actual like
plumes of.
Well, no, it would be like. Not boulders, but like you could see like little small rocks falling that you could see.
Right.
And it was actually like frozen ice that they would dump in front of you and then project onto that, a light or something to see the boulders coming down. That hasn't worked since, for 15, 20 years almost, but you can still hear the sound of the boulders falling.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
But that used to be a functioning effect, and I guess if anything, I would say, hey, try to find a way to bring that back. But otherwise, I can't.
Right. But as is, by what you're visually looking at, so changing it, adding water, adding that back into it, because we don't know that unless we previously knew that. So when you're on there looking, the only thing that sticks out a tiny bit as they could upgrade, if you will, is kind of the snake. Because that's the one thing you go and you look at. Everything else is like LED lights, dynamic, smoke, wind. That's what they can do in the dark spot, is just pull fans on you.
Yeah.
But it's pretty spectacular.
It is. It's fantastic. This is a fantastic ride. By the way, I'm doing a top 10 rides list that's coming out fairly soon. Where do you want to guess this ride falls on that list? Come on, do your ride math right now.
No, I can do my ride math, but I have to factor in the David curve, which includes train and things of these nature.
There is a David curve in this list. It's so funny that you say that, because I am a sucker for trains and I'm a sucker for history and legacy attractions.
Yeah,
so
I know 1 and 2 already. I won't spoil number 2, Ribbit. But I think this has got to be, it's certainly top 5, maybe. Actually 5, I can't go any higher now because I know the other 4.
Right? That's exactly the point I make in the video. I'm not going to tell you what it is on camera, but I'll tell you off. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for our top 10 rides list coming soon.
I think it'll be interesting how to all throw in just a list. Now, don't do the show. The show is your show, but throw in a list on how Ian, myself, Liz,
yeah, you're right.
how we rank ours, and then when we go through yours, and don't disclose it until we get there. Like, oh, that's my number 6.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to think about that.
That should have been a production meeting off camera.
I know, right? I need production meetings. Okay, Fresh Bake, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with more stuff. We're going to Haunted Mansion next, is that right?
Yes, sorry.
We're going to talk about Haunted Mansion and the refurb coming. And again, we're going to talk about our wish list for Haunted Mansion refurb. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Fresh Bake this stuff. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!